Last video I started with what am I seeing? This time, what am I seeing? Ajax are absolutely dreadful. They are just sitting above the relegation zone. They've turned into a selling club. They've not hit the heights of their Champions League campaign. They lost De Ligt. They lost Van der Beek. They lost the fraud. So time to bring someone big in. The Lions entering the den. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. As today we aim to rebuild and fix Ajax. And I can't lie, I really wanted to do this rebuild since I got this kit. The aims, of course, for the challenge are to win the Champions League, win the Eredivisie, but this time, it's a different one. We've got to have 5 Dutch players in the lineup at all times to make it a little trickier. I am looking forward to this one so much. If you are the same, please consider subscribing to the channel and do that for Zlatan's glasses, because they look so nice. That's trying to be the best team in the league. We've got to have a tactical vision, and I'm kind of thinking gegenpressing. Getting the players in the faces of the opposition. That'll do me. And this is the squad we've inherited right here. Looking through the squad, and we've got some brilliant, and I mean seriously brilliant players. Josip Sultalo can grow to be a really good player in later seasons as well. We've got Bernardo Sosa. We've got Chupa come from Middlesbrough. We've got Brian Bobby, who again, I think we've got a striker sorted already. Everything we've been to, we have. As Wrench is brilliant. Persevere still going. Kenny Taylor. I am very happy with this squad. Speaking of it, in its full glory, this is the lineup that we have. The thing I'm leaning towards is trying youth for season number 1, trying to grow them and using it as a progression season. Then again, the board do want the title winning and a semi-final reaching, so they're already on our backs. They went to quarter-final in the Europa. They want everything doing. If we could complete everything but maybe winning the league, which I want to do, we should be still okay. And say it very quietly, but we've got Hato again in another save here on FC24. And something rare has happened. We've got a good player in our academy for once, but he's not really Dutch, which kind of ruins it. Manuel Rossi is a 15-year-old centre-forward, 61 rated. He will be in the team in the future. And before we make his first signing, hang on. What is Wijnal doing on loan at Royal Antwerp? We're going to leave it. We're not going to touch it. Of course, we're not going to cheat, but I don't like that. So if we want to get back up there, why not retrace our footsteps and spend big on a wage? Ten Hag has sold back to his old club and brought in Robbie. Not Robbie, is it? Donny van der Beek. Don't know where I got Robbie from, but he's joined for 13.4 million. And speaking of the budget, we have 39 million because we've sold players like Van der Bommel. And to be fair, I kind of want to get rid of Chupa. Then again, we've got a very thin squad from the loaning out we've done. The only player I refuse to loan out is Hato. And actually, there's 2. There's Forbes as well. And Mansverk. You know I love this guy. And we're already on the first game of the season as well. Go ahead, Eagles. Go ahead and beat them. That was very quick up to opening day. I've still got players I want to sign. But can Tahirovic and Hato survive in this lineup? And Forbes on the wing? It's only a draw in the first game. At least there's always room for improvement. Same with this next man that we've brought in. Just a rotational, really, in Semsteinen. Big fan of him. I think I had him in the Grimsby Roadtoglory. Can he make a difference straight away, though? No, we've actually drawn 2 games in a row now. Slightly concerning. And there's something just niggling at my brain about the draw. So I am going to bring in a 3rd player. And a bigger one. 20 million euros on Wenderson Galeno. Yes, he's not the greatest. He will be in this squad, but he's not Dutch, so we've got to watch how we use him, as I think he'll get plenty of game time anyway. In the Europa League, we meet Brighton, who we've just rebuilt, Marseille and Athens. We've got to reach the next round. Oh, and our academy is cooking. Look at this. We've got progression in a couple of players. We've got a new De Jong, Devine, but Daniel Peters in between the sticks looks beautiful. We're completing a lot of objectives apart from win the league, which says we're in 2nd place. And it's safe to say, we're not catching PSV. It's okay. We're still into the quarterfinals of the Randbecker. I'm probably saying that wrong. And we got through the preliminary round, however, as we finished 2nd. Brighton bottom, Marseille are out, and Athens topped the group. That is some sensational going, as £22 million for Zlatan to spend. If he needs to spend it, the board are pretty happy so far. And the progression in some players, I told you Sultalo would be good. We've got Hatto, we've got Brobby, and we've got Forbes on the bench progressing a bit. I'm happy with this first season. Very, very happy. Oh my god! And look at that! It says we've reached the semi-final of the Europa. Zlatan keeping the board happy as he has beaten his former club. 6-4 Man United. Ten Hag is beaten. Benfica beat PSG. West Ham beat Liverpool. We also beat Rangers. And of course, we got past Union. The league season also finishes after this first leg against Benfica. Got some good ratings around the squad as we do win the first leg. But can that squad still win it? Despite Brobby being very tired and unhappy. It's a draw. We're in the final. We'll still check the competitions before we go into this final. PSV won the league. For a transitional year, I'll take second. It has to be first pretty soon, but we do pick up a trophy in season number 1. The Oran-Becker. I don't think I'm saying that right, but at least I'm lifting it. Or Zlatan is, shall I say. As we do get ourselves into the final against West Ham Irons. They are looking to do the double. Go from conference to Europa, and they do. Taremi is a very savvy David Moyes type signing, and he's got them the Europa League. Congratulations, Moyes. You've ruined my dreams! Right, pressure is on this season. They want us winning Eredivisie, Oran-Becker, and the Champions League quarter-final, which we are in now. The champions. Got to say that every time we get announced as a crucial midfielder. All right. Kenny Taylor and Van der Beek and Berghaus not doing it. They're all on international duty apart from Donny, who's been dropped. Speaking of dropping, if we're going to do anything in Europe, I think it is time we get rid of Hatto. A big fan of his. But we're going to change him now for Medic, who we have on the bench. And any good loanies come back? Oh, there's a lot of them. Yes, there is. Right, we have got Wijnald and Conciao and Unova, who I would like to use. Van Dongel's done good, or whatever I'm trying to say. Voss is done good. Peters and a couple of players who just remained at the club. I think the way to go as well is selling some youngsters. You can see Sultalo is leading the way as the best player. But honestly, look at the youth that we have. Look at it! And in order to bring in some players, we've got a lot leaving the club. Like, a lot of them reserves. The first one is Yuri Bass to Shabab. We got Melvin Willems. Basically, a lot of youngsters that haven't been on top. And the biggest one of them all, it's Brian Brobby. He's chose Milan. We are without our front man. And that is one of us Dutch players out the team. So we've got to sign back, but this man isn't Dutch. It's Sergi Dada, who's an old Spanish midfielder. He's coming across from Mallorca, but he hopefully should improve the squad. To be fair, he's not just a squad player. He's absolutely brilliant. Mika Tuadze has to step in as well. I have butchered that name. Please let me know in the comments. And yeah, he's decent, is the Georgian. And I've just realised there's only 4 Dutch players in this squad. To the transfer market. Here is a massive player making a return to Ajax as well. It's not the first time he's been at the club. 50 million on the man who's failed at Arsenal. Not in real life, of course. I do feel bad for him with the injury, but Julian Timber is back in the Netherlands. And this man is going to make a huge difference for our Champions League campaign. Our team's very high rated now. In fact, the lowest rated is the striker and winger. But on the bench, I'm training Forbes to be a striker. And we've got Sergi Conciao. And despite just signing him, we have lost another rock in our defence though. Range goes the opposite way to, I think, City. But we do have Wijnal, who can just play it right back instead of left back. Problem solved. I just need to start flying now like the Flying Dutchman that they can be. I do want our striker to do well. I'm putting all my faith into Mika Taudze, although I do want another one in. And it's a repeat of season number 1. We have go-ahead Eagles for this first game of the season. I'm not going to make the joke I did first because that ruined us. We won 1 trophy. Now we need to win the league title, and that isn't a lot better start. I think although our Georgian striker did score, it warrants another signing. Zlatan's a striker. He wants to train up some strikers. So we've shook hands on Michi Batshuayi. Free signing alert Free signing alert! We've got a thinner squad now, and all the players here are the youth players I want to keep, unless they're out on loan, which Hato is. We've only loaned him out because we've got a Villa, Medic, Timber, Sultalo. He's not getting game time. The only thing now to do is check our Champions League group, and I am so hyped. Oh, hang on. I didn't even realise that we had to qualify, but we beat Rangers there. And we did beat Sturm Graz very narrowly. It's not the greatest start to the season, though, let's be honest. Vitesse sit top. Hopefully they can't hold on, as Champions League is what I'm clicking on. Gotta wait another day. And now we get to actually see it. Oh, that is a tough group as well. We will get to say hi to Frenkie De Jong, but Sporting and Celtic, we've got to get the better of them somehow. Right, that is good. Top of the tree, bearing in mind it's only 2 points top, and a team that's doing very well. I mean, our highest rated player is actually Berghaus, which I wouldn't have expected. Still, I will take it. Experience the way through. Can't believe we've still got Rulli in net as well, but the Champions League is what we need to check next to see if we're still through. Yes! No. PSG, Paris, we've got to beat them. We did come second in our group as well. Barcelona, you can't really complain about them absolutely dominating it, and they actually got themselves a draw against Roma. So you see, it's made it easier, but we'll have to do it the hard way. And to be fair, we do have 50 million to spend. Could we maybe get another big player into this team to try and boost our chances? The weakest one is Galeno, and he hasn't been playing. It must have been automatically putting Coizer-Duberry in there due to him being a right winger. A Villa really improving off the bench as well. We've got a player there, but we've got a player that we need to sign. And I've sold Galeno to get another man in, but the only problem is Coizer-Duberry's just gone up a rating. And this guy's worse than Coizer-Duberry. He's going to struggle to play his important or crucial role he has, but Ismail Assar from Marseille, hopefully he's got experience against PSG. We also did manage to get Forbes out on loan then, but I don't care about that. All I care about is trying to beat PSG. We have to gegenpress the life out of that squad. It hasn't changed much. They've got a youngster at left wing back, and they've got Javi Simmons, who does have a bit of the rivalry with us, but we've won the first leg. Berghaus, Coizer-Duberry, Mikataudze, I'm saying his name wrong, but he's not doing wrong for us. But we still have to play them, of course, away this time. Their team not changing at all. Or maybe it has. Bernardo Silva, I didn't realise before. We've got a man suspended, and we've won on penalties. Oh my days. 5-5. 5-5, and it was Kylian Mbappe who missed his spot kick. Ajax will be going to the Champions League quarter-finals. Sergi Dada, your beauty. The only problem is, Frenkie De Jong, we can say hi for a third time, because we've got Barcelona rewarded from actually doing really well against PSG with an even tougher tie. But you know what? We don't stop winning. Mika. Oh boy, Mika. Gegenpress blowing tiki-taka out of the water for the moment, but still another leg. We've drawn at Camp Nou. We've made a semi-final. We could win the double this season and complete it season number 2. Darwin with a goal for them. Coizer-Duberry. We've done it. Another Streets Won't Forget performance, but like that, we've got to go to Bayer Leverkusen now, and we've got to try and do it. And this will blow the expectations up for next season, even if we don't do it this year. I'm hoping we kind of could. It is a 1-1 draw in the first leg, but we do have Mika sent off. And you know what that means? That means we swap into Miki Batshuayi for this next one. He could be literally the difference between a Champions League final. Bergwijn is suspended. Lads, we have done it. Lads and lasses, should I say. Julian Timber, and he scored. Michy Batshuayi scored. We will probably face Liverpool as it stands in the Champions League final. Unbelievable, Jeff. In the league, we did go very close, but we've won the Eredivisie title. So that is one of the objectives ticked off, and a big shiny trophy to go with it. Yoranhe, we've won that as well. That is a double. A double. We could make a triple. It's the most we can win as well, isn't it? And we haven't even got the greatest squad. We do have Mika back. We've got Sa, who's progressing. We have Liverpool in the final. And can that team do it all immediately? at the San Siro. For the biggest game, the graphics went straight off, but we're straight into this. Can we beat the Redmen? Our team really is good enough, we can't lie. We've got a good spine to it, and we've been on a good run. It's just beating their defence, which is Van Dijk there. I can see him. But a decent little start for us. Here is Mika whipping in a ball. I'm getting excited already. Dedic is actually going to run down this wing as well. Liverpool maybe get the first chance. Why is Martinelli even there and free as a bird? They'll turn in the box and Rully with a save. Gravenberg running through the middle. An ex-player, of course. Martinelli, again, causing problems. I actually can't deal with this. I just can't. Cody Gakpo with a free kick. Of course, a player that was ex-Eredivisie himself. McAllister off the post. Jurgen Klopp will be gutted, but we just can't get rid of the ball. And Gakpo scores the first of the game. It kind of came from a bit of a mistake from ourselves. Cody Gakpo lights up the San Siro. A good finish, we can't lie, but we've still got to keep on going ourselves. Here's Kenneth Taylor trying to cut inside. Kenneth Taylor! They've been a really good team of Liverpool. First half, we're 1-0 down, and we just need that Ajax spirit. Here's Sergi Dada as well, going down the line into Steven Bergwijn. We need to start off this second half well. And here's his main man, of course, Berghaus. Unlucky, unlucky. Conciao, though, finding a gap. I thought his first name was Sergi. It obviously isn't. Shot straight at Robertson. Handball not given. That could be controversial. Come end of the game, but Mika on the turn. Second half is a bit more struggle, though. And here is Cody Gakpo. Oh, McAllister. That is way too easy that he's got past us. And it's 2-0 Liverpool. This Champions League title is slipping away, just courtesy of McAllister and Gakpo. And the time is ticking. It really is. I just don't want to get Timber suspended for the Champions League campaign next year. We did intercept it. The game's gone. There we go. We lose 2-0 in the Champions League final to Liverpool. And to be fair, it was too good to be true. We just got to make sure we keep our heads up high, don't walk alone, and reach the final again soon. So into season number 3. It's getting lighter outside, and the light is shining on Forbes. He's now hit the rating of 81. He just flies straight ahead of Ismaïla Sarr, who probably wishes he were back in Marseille. I'm going to put him straight in the starting lineup as well. Why not? Is he Portuguese? Yes, he is, so he doesn't count towards one of our Dutch players. But we've still got all 4 in the squad, so we don't even need to consider that a problem. As for the rest of the team, I know Mika is the lowest rated, but for what he's done for the club, I don't think I could take replacing him. I want another probably backup midfielder for the bench and focus on maybe replacing Rully because he is 33. Goalkeepers last longer, but I want a new one. Expectations this year are to win the domestic double and only a semi-final, so that's the first time that expectations haven't just been racked up. And the budget this season I didn't mention, 101 million. Oh, this season actually, could we trust Peters to be the main man? It would save a lot of money, which of course would please the board's back pockets. And yeah, it could progress him, you know, I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt for this first game. Here at the Johan Cruyff Arena, Rackles is what I like to call him, just a rah kind of sound. And he is in goal 75 rate. He's gone. But before we get a new keeper, we're going to get an old boy back to the club. This is a replacement for the left wing now. Not an out and out. We still need the Dutch player in the team, but David Neres, or David Neres. Hang on, 72 million. Oh, I'm an idiot. I paid his release clause. That much for an 81 rated, I mean, I think the board should be on his back for that one. But we did make sure we still had enough money to bring in our goalkeeper. And our new number 1 is Mark Flecken. The man hasn't performed greatly for Brentford this season so far, but that is the team that we're going to go into seeing our Champions League group with. And our group will be PSG, who we've beaten before, Galatasaray and Victoria Pleasant. Can we do what we did again last season? And if we just had a bit longer in this save, if this was a full rebuild, I think we found the best ever youth player, 72 rated in the academy. I don't know if I've ever done that before. We are still top of the Eredivisie as well, flying Not so high because there is a team just below us in AZ Alkmaar. But in the Cup we were beaten by PSV. Pesky team always chasing us, as in the Champions League. We're through and we've got Benfica. All right, I mean, Lens got through, some decent teams there. But we topped a group and never got beat by Paris. Absolutely love to see it. Same with 70 million in the budget. But I tell you what, I don't know if we need to sign when we've got a team that good. So what can we do against that team, which on paper doesn't look too great, but I know Schneiderup and Gouveia, who are the wingers, I think would be decent. Both of our centre-backs are suspended. Did the 2-foot each other or something? It's led to a defeat in the first leg. Schneiderup, this isn't like the team of last year, so we need to try and get past them at home. Still, we've got a centre-backs back, and that is what happens when you've got a stable defence. And again, we will face the team that's just escaped our back pocket, which is PSG. Please no suspensions, please no suspensions. That's good. Still a little bit more tired than I'd want, but we've got a draw at home. And now we have to go Paris, but we didn't have a midweek game, so that works in our favour. No game before it, no fatigue, and Forbes, he looked gone like Hatto at the start of this save, but he has redeemed himself. So to the semi-finals we go, and Napoli, it's the Georgian derby. Flicha, or Fitcher, I don't know how you say it, against Mika, who I also don't know how you say the name of. Mika is tired as well, as it shows here, because we've only got a draw. So we've got to go to Naples, and we lose. Penalties hasn't worked in our favour. Forbes actually missed, and Conceição, our Portuguese players, as Portugueses, not proving to be Portugueses. Let's just ignore that voice break, as we did finish top of the tree, so that is another title in the cabinet. And we know how the cup went, as Forbes was the top scorer in the team actually with 23, outscoring our striker, which is not a good sign. Same with Batshuayi not even being on the list. How many goals did he get? Okay, it looks like he's got 0. We need a striker. So this season, definitely a striker, like I just mentioned. Sign players to the academy. Everything is critical, as they want the final reaching again. We'll try. We've come close, and the players have been rewarded. Literally, no one's here for pre-season. They're all playing for the countries. Batshuayi has actually left the club as well, leaving Rasmussen, not Højlund, not Christiansen, but just Rasmussen. And actually, I never even realised that Hatto was still here. I thought I got rid of him. We've got players returning from loan who are decent. Still not decent for where we're at. And 3 players don't want a new contract this season. Van der Beek, Neres, and Conceição. I'd love to take them off with a trophy, despite them turning on us. So to get our new striker, it is the return of a big man. And I'm not just talking about Zlatan himself, I'm talking about Brian Bobby. It hasn't worked out in Milan. I went and checked his rating, kept my eye on him, and he stayed, just got 1 increase to an 85. So him and Mika sharing game time should equal around 50 goals this season. Plus 1 can play in the league, then the Champions League the other. So we've got that variety. And he is currently injured, it's probably, but I want to say if he goes straight into the team, hypothetically, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Dutchmen. And I'm actually really annoyed because we've got go-ahead Eagles for the first game of the season. If it wasn't for Hercules in the last one, we would have had a hat-trick of Eagles. Is that a golf term or something? I don't know. I really don't know anything about golf. I know there's a big tournament, but I want to win this one, please. 4-0. Sergi Dada, Forbes, Mika, and Dada. Very good going from us, and to be fair, we've had Sousa in the team all along. This guy's just somehow survived. Let's hope he can survive a Champions League push. I've got no interest in spending 86 million, which pains me to say. And we're going good 5 games in, but still, that's not what we care about this season. It is this competition that's haunting us, and Leipzig, Roma, Malmo, we're gonna storm it. I'm projecting that into the game, and I don't want to look stupid. Oh, and we're undefeated. Undefeated in the league. But again, I said don't make me look stupid. We're through. We've got Atletico Madrid. We didn't get maximum points, but I really don't care. Leipzig unbeaten, but they've got Juventus to play in this tournament, so take the L. 86 million still sat there. I said that moments ago, but I tell you what, we're not spending it. Look at Bergwijn. 86 rated on the wing. That is phenomenal, and Mika's took his chance. Now, Brobby was injured at the start of the season, and he's gone to 88. Timber is 89. Forbes is 88. We've got to have one of the best teams in the world. We've got to have. I mean, Dada's gone up 86 at 33. So let's get into a wing play in Atletico Madrid. It can't be Simeone in charge. He won't be doing wing play. He'd have the bus firmly parked, but he hasn't here because he's shipped 4 at home. Can't get any worse playing at the Johan Cruyff Arena though, can it? No, it can't, because they do get themselves a draw. And it is a return to Amsterdam for Erik ten Hag's Manchester United. If he's still in charge. Throwing a lot of shade at him today. He's got a new midfield and right-hand side looking pretty decent for United. We've got a 90 rated Timber. Letting Rashford score, but we get the win. And we take our advantage to Old Trafford. A place where Crystal Palace love to go, it's said. And Mika and Bergwijn make sure we leave with a semi-final in his back pocket. Oh, I've gone into one pocket to put the semi-final in it, but out of the other comes PSG. Surely they can't get the better of us, and I've gone with Brobby, who's unhappy to be back at Ajax. But, of course, Mika did get a suspension and a Bergwijn hat-trick. This could be another final. Oh, Dada's out. But can we get past it without Sergi Dada? They won the game, but it doesn't matter. Mika with the goal, back in the squad, and back to a Champions League final. He's going to hope he can win for once, because we didn't do it last time. It will be Milan who we face as well, because they beat Barcelona on penalties. Interesting. As we did win the league as well, and I think that's the most points we've won it by. Another trophy. Get it. As for the Oranje Beker, we're struggling to win that. I think we've got 2 of those, but we went out in the semis to AZ. Not to worry too much though, as we've got to win this game. We're hopefully in safe hands with Mika, Bergwijn and Forbes almost at the 90 rating, but it doesn't matter that he hasn't reached it. I'd rather him not, and I'd rather win at Old Trafford. So final number 2. We lost to Liverpool in the first one, and now we're at Old Trafford, the rivals of those. Ten Hag's new home, like I said, and the home of where Ajax win a trophy. Of course, it won't stay here. We'll take it back to Holland with us. Oh, and that is actually a nice kit that they're wearing. Wijnal, out of position, has been brilliant as well since Wrench left. I've got to say that, as I do not want penalties in this. I keep going to penalties in Champs Finals. Of course, we lost the first one today out of the rebuilds that we've done already. As Mika, he slipped through, and that is 10 minutes on the clock, and we've already broken through. Doing the iconic Mika celebration. The Georgian just gets that pass down the line, takes that touch inside and puts it behind for Brobby's ex-team to be 1-0 down. Can't forget as well that fact as a ball whipped in and Rafael Leao. Big save Flecken. A crucial stop that one as Sultalos had Leao in his back pocket apart from set pieces. Can we try and pass clearly, please? Berghaus had a good spin. And a ball whipped in here as well. Nicholas Jackson, there was a man running in there. I think that was Bennacer. It looks like him as well. And we just need to try and counter-attack on this. Could we be 2-0 up before the break? Forbes slipped through. Credit to Theo Hernandez, who's been brilliant. But at the break, it is Mika, the big Georgian, who got the goal. So let's keep going, shall we, lads? Please, Kenny Taylor. If he can whip a ball into the box, that would be good. We retrieve the ball back. Wijnald into Mika. That's a spin in the middle. And I'm going to try and power this from outside of the box. It's just wide. I'm also forgetting as well, Zlatan is in charge of this Ajax team, and he's at his old home against one of his old teams as well. Taylor, Sergio Milinkovic-Savic back at Milan. Funny move to Milan in his return to Italy as, oh no, we've slacked off a little bit there and he has got a shot off. Oh my days, Flecken. Are you trying to scare me? I almost crapped my pants, but still we might have a move on here actually. Kenny Taylor, let's just calm down a little bit and get that through ball working. Here is Berghaus, what a save. Still we'll keep this alive. Forbes into Wijnal, and oh my god, every goalkeeper spilling the ball. Still we don't have long left. It could be that one goal that separates us. There's a man going in the book. Oi, calm down, lads. Oh my days, was that a red card as well? It was. Sultalo is sent off, so Milan's going to probably throw everything at this. It's a bad pass in the middle to Ian Matson. Nicholas Jackson. It's a bad shot. Julian Timber. Fredrickson to whip it away, and we did it. 10 men for a minute or two. But we've won the game. The Georgian Mika with the goal up front, and we have finally done it. Broke our hoodoo here at Ajax. Won the Champions League in full glory. Someone go get Josip out of that dressing room as well. Sultalo does not deserve to miss the celebrations because of a late suspension. It will be Bergwijn to lift the trophy high into the English summer sky, and that is it done. We have completed all the objectives and rebuilt Ajax. If you do want to see your team or any team, comment them down below. We're gonna look at every comment. Of course, I'm doing it anyway at the moment, and you never know, could be our team next.